What is up, everybody? Welcome to Panic Fest Weekend. I wanted to give you a somewhat quick, gather tutorial to see how we can hang out virtually together, network, go to some mixers, that kind of stuff. So I figured what better way to kick off the fest if we're going to be hanging out and gather than to give you a tutorial on it. So I'm going to show you basically how to get in, how to get set up, not be confused, and then what you can interact with when you're in there. So let me get that open. So when you go to gather, you'll have a link that you should have got by now. You're going to see something that kind of looks like this when you go. The main difference will be where it says name, it will be anonymous. You'll just need to click on that, type in the screen name that you want displayed, and then pick your character with your avatar and clothing. So you can kind of flip through. We got a lot of options here. There's more. I won't go through all of them right now. And you can pick your clothing. So you can flip through, pick whatever clothing, hair that you want, and then you'll hit next. Then you'll get to this screen where you want to make sure all your inputs are correct. So for instance, you can do USB, you can do your internal mic if you've got one built in. I've got an Elgato in here. So yeah, make sure you pick that so you have your mic input set correctly. And then you got speakers. So you can either do something right now. I'm going to my headphones. You can go to your internal speakers. It'll work just fine. If you decide you need to back out real quick and fix your character, you can do that right here too. You'll want to make sure your video and your mic are turned on when you enter. Hey, look at that. That's me. And then that will activate your camera and your microphone. If at any point you don't want your camera to be on, just turn it off like that. Same with your mic. If you want to go on mute, you can do mute and mute your turn off your computer. Step away for a second, come back, turn it back on. No big deal. All right, so then we hop right in. And if for some reason you are prompted to put in a password, it's Panic Party 2021. I've got that right below the Gather tutorial right down here. You shouldn't need it, but I have seen some people say that they needed a password. If you do, that's it. But yeah, hop right in, put your name in, pick an avatar, and let's get into here. So when you first enter, you'll land on the spawn point in the bar, and you're going to see to your left a list of people that are in Gather at that time. Right now it's just me, but during the fest there'll be a list of people here. You can click on that, and you'll be able to hit, I think it's called Find the Person. And when you click on that, it will give you a direct line to where they are in Gather on the map. So that's a nice little thing to keep in mind. If you go down here to the bottom where your name is, you can click on that, and you can type a status. So if you're stepped away for a second, maybe you want to put your outlet or your film, you can also put that in your screen name. And then you can edit your video preferences if you need to, if you've accidentally entered the wrong thing. So in terms of Gather itself, you can get rid of this too. You can collapse it, and then we get a full screen here. When you first get in here, we've got the schedule on the ground for Thursday and Friday. That'll get swapped out for Saturday and Sunday later on. But I tried to put in any places that we're going to have happy hours, get together, networking type things. Nothing is a panel per se, and there's no panels, but they're locations and places that we can all go to that room and hang out and know where people are. So maybe it's just filmmakers. You'll go to the green room. Maybe it's the press mixer. You go to Camp Creepy. That's where all the press will be, for instance, on Thursday from 5:30 to 6. The short block 5 meet and greet will be in Theater 2 from 6:30 to 7. So if you're a filmmaker that has a short in block 5, and if you're an attendee and you want to go hang out and chat with some of the filmmakers, go to Theater 2 between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All this is Central Standard Time. So what we have here on the schedule is what the networking event is, the time, the location, and who is involved in that. So press mixer, press 5:30 to 6, and Camp Creepy. You can see that. You can see there's a green room. I'll get to all that stuff in a minute. Theater 1 and 2, a VHS store, Camp Creepy, a fun house, the Arrow Lounge, which we should give it a shout out to our sponsors, Arrow, who are presenting Gather. Without them, we wouldn't be able to have these happy hours for 2-hour blocks each day, and 2 of them on Saturday. You can find the complete schedule of this at any time during the fest if you go to panicfilmfest.com and go to schedule, podcast, and gather. Give that a second to load. And past the podcast lineup, you'll see the gather schedule. So you can see when meetups are each time of the day and when those 2-hour blocks start. Now, you can get in gather at any time during the fest. We just have a capacity of 60 people in these 2-hour time blocks. Okay, let's explore the space a little bit. Now that we're in here, we got our avatar set up. We've seen some of the schedule. So we've got some vendor tables here. Since we can't have vendors in person, we put them here virtually. If you see a vendor table light up, you can press X. X will interact with any object that lights up. And you see a little prompt here at the bottom that'll say press X when there's an interactive object. So we can press X on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Terry and Liz Taylor have an excellent toy store and collectible store in Lawrence, Kansas. And you can go to their website right here in the iBrowser. You can check out their website and look a little bit more about them. I'm going to go ahead and close that out here. So yeah, you can interact with websites. That's one type of interaction. You can interact with games. We have a game right here called Draw Battle. And if you press X, it loads the game into Gather. And you do join team. And then you can have someone else join team 2 that's sitting at the table, and then you can start the game. So we've got a few games located throughout Gather that are different. Also, you see me right now at a table. Most of these tables are private chats. And when you walk into a table that's private chat, you see how the room dimmed around you? And then at the bottom it says you've entered a private chat. Any other person that enters a private chat with you, you can have a conversation with. And no one else will hear you except for the people inside the private chat. So if you want to talk about a film that you just saw, but you don't want to talk to everyone about it, you can go to one of these private chat tables throughout Gather and chat. You can also do it at the bar. We have a big private chat area at the bar. Both our bars are sponsored this year, one by Waves Cider Company. It's Logbroke Brewing Company in Columbia. So check them out. Some tasty beverages for you that you can have at home virtually. We've also got another game here, Colonist. And then as we make our way across the bar, you'll see at the top, we've got Camp Creepy, Theater 2, which if you've ever been to Screenland, it's gonna be very familiar. It looks just like Theater 2. A VHS store, the Downright Creepy Video Horror Store. Theater 1, again, looks just like Screenland Theater 1. The Fun House of Hell, we'll get to that in a minute. The Arrow Lounge, sponsor of Gather. And the Green Room for filmmakers only. Our other bar is sponsored by Four Hands Brewing Company and their Incarnation IPA. And you can learn more about Four Hands Brewing Company by going to the popcorn and the beer, clicking on X to interact with it, and check out all of their stuff on there, including curbside food to go and place an order to go. You can also play Battle Tetris at their bar if you want to. Okay, one more thing to explore here, and then I'll go into a couple rooms real quick. More private spaces here, right here, I should say. So we got a private room there that you can chat with. We've also got these arcade cabinets over here. And if you walk up to one, you see it lights up. You can press X, and you should be able to play Pac-Man, Castlevania, and Friday the 13th inside this iframe. Games and websites take a little bit of time to load, as you can see. It's taking a little bit of time. But once you're in, you can pick Pac-Man, Cookie Man, Miss Pac-Man. There it goes. It's so loud. And you can play a game right in here. It's pretty cool. So it's pretty cool. We can play the arcade games in here. I got Friday the 13th down here. So that's pretty interesting. Castlevania. And there's an Easter egg on these that I'll let you figure out on your own. But explore the arcade cabinet, not just press X. So yeah, we've got games you can play, board games you can play, vendors to visit and check out. Let's go check out a couple rooms. Theater 1, I tried to make look just like Theater 1. And we've got Vicious Fun playing in here, but really it's just the trailer. So a couple things to know when you're inside rooms like this. None of these seats are private chat in the front of the theater. However, if you go to the back, you can come hang out in the back of the theater and have a private chat back here. I have a video that you can watch. This is the trailer for Vicious Fun. You see it pop up down here on the left. You can push play. It'll start playing. If you double click on the video, it goes full screen. So you can watch this. If you wanted to, you could watch that with friends, because you saw my video up here, up top. So you can actually have all your friends watching Vicious trailer. If they all click on that at the same time, it can go up, and you can check that out. That is from Black Fawn Films. I love Vicious Fun. I highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, you can watch any video that's in the left corner when you come across an object that prompts a video. We also have this presenter space. It's a podium. Anyone that stands in the presenter space, and you can see at the bottom it changes, you spotlight and square, you can broadcast to the whole room. So everyone will hear you even if you're not in proximity with them, since this is all based on proximity chat when you're near someone. So that's another feature. Okay, so now we've added how to watch a video to our list and podium chat. Let's go over real quick just to show you Theater 2, which we've got the Stylus trailer playing with an intro from Jill. That, of course, is on Arrow right now as well as our fest. They are sponsoring. They also have Threshold playing this week. But yeah, you can play the trailer here. Of course, we've got all these chairs. No private chat in the small theater, but we do have a podium. So if you want to talk to someone or talk to the whole room, you can do it here as well. Okay, let's move over to Camp Creepy real quick. I'm not going to go through all the rooms and explore all of it because I want you guys to do that, and I want you to look for hidden rooms and hidden things to interact with because they're not all over the place, but you'll find some every now and then. And I'm going to be adding even more between now and the fest probably. All right, so Camp Creepy is where our press mixer will be. Of course, Downright Creepy is a site that I run, downrightcreepy.com. And so I thought it would be cool to bring the press into Camp Creepy to hang out. We've got a fireside chat that's a private chat. We got some fun things hidden here in the tents that you can watch. And there's a bunch of stuff above that you can go look. I'm not going to do it right now, though, but it also includes the Black Magic Coven space. You can check out a bunch of podcasts that's on Downright Creepy and the Crickets Network in this space as well. All right, that's where you'll meet for press. We've got some VHS and horror collectibles. Anyone that likes collecting things that are horror-based, come into the Video Horror Store and hang out and chat with some like-minded people. We got Benny, the puppet, from Benny Loves Me. Benny Loves You. And then we've got our video rental store in here where we got little fun things to interact with, like the Freddy Krueger hotline, the Fangoria space, Vinegar Syndrome with a trailer, Joe Bob Briggs playlist for his last drive-in on Shudder with a few other fun things that you can see there, like The Crypt Keeper and Scare Package VHS and Slacks, which is on Shudder right now. Creep Show. So check that out. And then we've got a little space that you can come and set if you want and watch Night of the Living Dead with friends and just hang out, talk about VHS, horror collectibles, whatever you want. And then we'll exit over here. And then 2 other real quick spaces, and we'll wrap this up. The Arrow Lounge, which again, Gather is brought to you by Arrow, and they've given us a sweet deal. If you're a new subscriber to Arrow, you can get 50% off the first 3 months using the promo code ArrowPanic at checkout. So go to arrow-player.com. You see the URL right up here at the top. And use the promo code ArrowPanic. You'll get 50% off the first 3 months, but you have to be a new subscriber to use that. You can check out their April lineup in here, the launch trailer for Arrow Player, or you can come hang out down here in the lounge for a little private chat. And lastly, let's go check out the Filmmakers Only room, where you can go and chat with other filmmakers for shorts and features. This is only Filmmakers Only, please. And this is our green room for them. They can come in here and play poker, play witch dice, play One Night Werewolf, and just come in here and hang out and chat. We've got a couple of tables that are private chat. You can play poker over here if you want. So yeah, this is for filmmakers to hang. Okay, I'm not going to go in the Funhouse of Hell. I'm not going to explore Camp Creepy or anything like that. And like I said, there will be more hidden rooms added to this as we go. You can check the schedule here, or as I mentioned before, over on Panic Film Fest under schedule, podcast, and gather. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this. I hope it helped learn a little bit more about Gather, what you want to do when you get in here, and how to get in here. So I will see you at the fest. Hopefully I'll see you in here a lot during the weekend. So, all right, have a good fest, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.